Welcome back. 18 state attorneys general are reigniting their calls to investigate China's role in the spread of COVID-19. They say new evidence of a possible lab leak is making their case stronger.
South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson leading the charge joins us now. Sir, thanks for being here. As we sit here today, do you feel we are any closer to knowing the truth?
Well, I feel like there's at least more public attention being paid to this issue. As you know, 13 months ago, I led a letter with 18 states that were very concerned about what we were hearing coming out of China as we were starting to learn the very beginnings of this COVID pandemic. But in the last year, it seems that there was just a lot of movement from people on the other side of this issue who wanted to kind of push down and quit talking about this. They had already made their minds up, and we needed to move on from the Wuhan lab leak and move to a animal to human transmission. And of course, we were very concerned, not just that this was a public health crisis, but this was a national security threat to our country. And as states attorneys general, we are in no place to defend against national security threats, but we are in a position to ask Congress to hold hearings so that we can know what China knew, when China knew it, and how this could affect us going forward. And that's what we were asking over 13 months ago.
And doesn't this go beyond just what China knew? Doesn't this also include the who knew what when of, say, the likes of Dr. Fauci? Because, as you know, we've seen some of his emails released, and Senator Rand Paul says some of those newly released emails prove that he knew about Wuhan's dangerous gain-of-function research. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
Now even Dr. Fauci is saying that we should investigate it, but the emails paint a disturbing picture of Dr. Fauci from the very beginning worrying that he had been funding gain-of-function research, and he knows it to this day but hasn't admitted.
How important is it to you that we get to the bottom of all of this entirely, to know exactly what happened, how this virus was spread and ultimately spread across the world, and who knew about it when?
Well, listen, China and the rest of the world, and that includes all of the U.S.'s enemies, know how the U.S. is going to respond to a major crisis like this. And so that, to me, that is a national security threat. It is a national security issue, not just a public health crisis. I'm very concerned that when we don't have faith in our public health officials and our political leadership of either party, that they are responding appropriately. And that is why, as states attorneys general, as the chief legal officers, we have a right to demand on behalf of our citizens information from the federal authorities of what China and other stakeholders knew and when they knew it, so that in the future we can prevent this from happening again and best defend our states and our communities.
30 seconds remaining, sir. In the end, will China be held accountable, and what will the remedies to the American people look like?
Well, first off, there's already a lawsuit filed by one of my colleagues in Missouri, General Schmidt, and he has, been leading the charge on filing a lawsuit against China. I know that there are a bunch of other private causes of actions. South Carolina and other states are certainly interested in joining those efforts as we gain more information. I don't want to mismanage expectations of what the remedies may be, but I can tell you what the consequence will be if we don't ask these questions. It will be catastrophic, and we'll have another crisis like this in the future. That's why we're demanding answers now, and we're glad that the rest of the media, not you all, but the others, are coming on board and asking the questions we asked 13 months ago.
Yeah, well, we certainly hope that you're able to get as many answers as you can, because everyone is deserving of them at this point. Attorney General Alan Wilson, thank you very much for your time.